Hi, so today we'll start discussing on cross tabulation. Like we discussed before, whenever we want to decide whether there is a relationship between two variables. Okay, so there are two ways to do it. To be honest, there are many ways, but what we have studied so far basically two ways only. One is correlation, and second one is cross tabulation. So when to use what? So whenever both the variables are metric, right? Both the variables have taken in ratio kind of age, weight, height, those kind of variables, income, expenses. So in those kind of situation, we can use correlation to find relationship between two variables. But if the situation we want to find out relationship between two categorical variable, so categorical variable, always remember they can be both nominal only for which we use for identification, such as male, female. So those are nominal variables, or it can be ordinal also. Ordinal is basically whenever I can put into two or three groups and I know that which is low, medium, high. Okay, so in those cases it is ordinal variable. So whenever there is a situation or whenever those variables are either nominal or ordinal, so that means variables are categorical. So in those cases only we can use cross tabulation. So the basic statistics what we use to find out the cross tabulation parameters is chi-square test of independence. That means we'll be using a chi-square distribution. Okay. So cross tabulation. So like I said, we have to go step by step. So first find out whether the objective or the question is asking about the relationship between two variables. Then identify what is independent, what is dependent. So let's say this is some question. So one kind of key thing which we have to remember, these numbers which are showing here 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 30, those are count or those are frequency numbers. What it means, when I say 10 is under this cell, low and male, that means there are 10 users or 10 respondents which have answered, which who are male, and they have answered that they use mobile usage low. That means in this particular question it has not been defined or it has not been shown. But let's say low mobile usage is less than 4 hours. 4 to 6 hours may be medium, and greater than 6 hours is high mobile usage per day. So in this particular case, what it is showing is there are 10 respondents. Okay, there are 10 respondents who have answered that they use mobile low. That means maybe less than 4 hours. Always remember, whenever we are using a cross tabulation, these are all frequency data or count data. Okay. So find out which are the variables. I have two variables here, mobile usage and gender, male or female. So obviously male and female are kind of nominal variable, that is again a categorical variable. Mobile usage, here it has given as low, medium, high. Okay, so that means that is again a categorical variable, right? Because these are three different groups, three different labels of a category of mobile usage. So I now understand that both the variables are categorical variables. Which will be my dependent? Obviously mobile usage will be dependent on gender, or maybe I cannot guarantee that it will be dependent, but I am assuming it may be dependent on my gender. Okay, so that is the, once I know that both are categorical variable, then I know that I have to use cross tabulation or chi-square test of independence. Next step, in case of any hypothesis testing, the first step is to find out your null hypothesis or alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis, always you know or remember that it is a status quo. That means there is no relationship. So here in my case it will be there is no relationship between independent and dependent variable. That means there is no relationship between mobile usage and gender. What will be my alternate hypothesis? Again, I am repeating, alternate hypothesis is something which you want to prove. That is your research hypothesis. So there is a relation. This is what I want to prove, that right? So there is a relationship between mobile usage and gender. Okay, so those are two categorical variables. So how to find out chi-square statistics? We'll go step by step in next few slides. First, so what we saw in the question, what has been given, that is a observed frequency, right? Not necessarily it will be given in a tabular format. You have to, sometimes you have to find out, like if you are conducting a survey, I'll show you how to do it in SPSS later on. But like in a survey, if you're conducting a poll or a survey, sometimes you have to construct the table itself, right? What is your observed frequency? So that what we saw in our earlier slide. So these values what we have been given here, these are nothing but FO or frequency of observation, frequency of observed frequency. Okay, next one is we have to find out for each cell frequency of expected. What is the in each cell, what is the number we are expecting if null hypothesis is true. Okay, if there is no relationship, what is the frequency we are expecting there. Okay, then we have to find something called chi-square statistics. So that is for each cell. I'll show you in like through example, that will be little better to understand. But just follow through these few slides right now. Frequency of observation minus frequency of expectation, square of that divided by frequency of expectation. So these value I have to calculate for each cell. Okay, then I sum up all the cells, so that will give me the chi-square value. So that is my test statistics, chi-square statistics I calculated. Third step, find out my critical value. To find out critical value, so for cross tabulation we have to use a chi-square distribution. So to find out critical value, there are two parameters I need. One is degrees of freedom, second is my alpha or level of significance. In most of the cases, alpha will be taking as 5% or 0.05. Degrees of freedom for a cross tabulation is row minus 1 multiplied by column minus 1. Number of rows what you have minus 1 multiplied by number of columns minus 1. So go to the chi-square distribution table, find out the particular critical value at degrees of freedom what you have found out, and alpha, let's say whatever alpha value has been given in your question, but like most of the cases alpha generally we take as 5%. Find out your critical value at that point. Compare your chi-square statistics with critical value. If your chi-square statistics is greater than critical value, reject the null hypothesis, right? Once if the null hypothesis is rejected, then there are different parameters, different statistics, additional statistics you have to calculate to find out the strength of relationship. Okay, because chi-square statistics it just shows that okay whether there is a relationship or not. I'll show you what are the other statistics we can calculate, associated statistics. But let's first find out the chi-square, taking an example. So here there is a question given. Again, it is gender. So this data I had collected maybe 1 month or 1.5 months back from MBA student first year of KIIT School of Management. 153 students responded, around 69 female student and 84 male student. So what I had asked them after the COVID-19 pandemic came, so what is the hand washing behavior? How many times they are washing their hand? Okay. So that data set I converted into low, medium, high. Low saying that it is if the number of hand washing per day is less than 8, 8 to 16 is good behavior. So if somebody is washing their hand between 8 to 16, then more than 16 is high. Right? It is like, to be honest, it is little more than what is required if you are washing your hand more than 16. Okay. So right now hand washing behavior, so that is again a categorical variable. So this is to be very specific, it is a ordinal variable, right? Low, medium, good and high. And second is my gender, which is a nominal variable, female and male. So these are again I'm repeating, these are count data. So what it means, there are 38 female students who have responded that they, that time obviously right now the situation may be different. 1.5 months back they had responded, they wash their hand less than 8 times a day. Okay, so similarly 15 female student told they wash between 8 to 16, and 16 female student told that they wash more than 16 times. Similarly same thing we can conclude for the male student also. So right now, what will be my alternate hypothesis? I want to prove, I want to understand whether there is a relationship between hand washing behavior and your gender, right? So that is my alternate hypothesis. There is a relationship between gender and hand washing behavior. My null hypothesis will be obviously there is no relationship. That is a status quo. Okay. So let's go and try to find out, try to calculate chi-square statistics. So this is what, this is my observed, okay, FO, observed frequency, what I have got, observed count data. Next one I have to find out the expected frequency of each cell. Okay, so how will I find out that? Let's say I am calculating the this cell, female low, So how will I calculate? I'll go to find out that column, what is the value 86 multiplied by what is in that row. Row total 69, column total 86. 86 multiplied by 69 divided by total number of sample. How many samples I have taken? 69 plus 84 is 153. So that will remain always same, right? So how, again I'll repeat. So I am calculating the first cell. First cell is female low. What is the expected frequency? How will I find out? I'll go and find out the column total. Column total is 86. I'll find out the row total. Row total in that, for that particular row, is 69. 86 multiplied by 69 divided by total number of sample. Total number of sample I have taken 153 student who had responded. So if I find out that value, that value will give me 38.78. Similarly, other values I'll calculate. Let's say I want to calculate for this value. Again, it will be, how will I calculate? 39 multiplied by 69 divided by 153. That will give me 17.59. Like that, I have to find out all the values. Next one, to find out the chi-square statistics. Chi-square statistics is nothing but f0 observed frequency minus expected frequency, square of that divided by expected frequency. So that means for this cell, 38 minus 38.78, 38, that is my observed frequency, minus 38.78, square of that divided by expected frequency 38.78. That will give me the value of 0.0159. Similarly, I will find out for each cell. If I sum all these 6 numbers, that will give me a value of 2.363. Okay, so that is my chi-square statistics. Next step is to find out my critical value. So what is my degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom is row minus 1 multiplied by column minus 1. I have 2 rows here, 2 minus 1 is 1. I have 3 columns here, 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So I'll go and find out degrees of freedom at 2 and alpha value 0.05. What is the value of critical value, right? So critical value is 5.991. My chi-square statistics is 2.363. As because my chi-square statistics is less than critical value, null hypothesis cannot be rejected. That means I cannot say that there is no, there is basically there is no relationship between these two variables. I cannot disprove that. Okay. So what other statistics? In case it was rejected, I could have find out the phi coefficient. Phi coefficient is nothing but square root of chi square, the value which I find out in my earlier case, divided by number of sample, square root of that. But phi coefficient is basically for a 2 cross 2 table. So in my previous case, it was a 2 cross 3 table, right? 2 rows and 3 columns. So that I should not calculate phi coefficient for that table. So in that case, I have to find out contingency coefficient. Contingency coefficient is other than, phi coefficient is only for 2 cross 2 table. Contingency coefficient I can find out for any table of any size. So the value is chi square plus n divided by n square root of that. Okay. So contingency coefficient varies between 0 to 1. So what basically these two values, and next if I go, that is Cramer's B. Cramer's B is nothing but phi square divided by minimum of r minus 1 c minus 1. Let's say in the previous case, in the case what we are discussing right now, I have 2 rows and 3 columns. So minimum of 2 minus 1 and 3 minus 1 is minimum of 1 and 2. Minimum of 1 and 2 is 1. So this denominator will be 1. So it is nothing but again chi square by n square root of that. Okay. So all these Cramer's B, contingency coefficient, phi coefficient, try to find out the strength of the relationship, right? In the chi-square coefficient only says that whether there is a relationship or not. These coefficient talks about strength of the relationship. If the number varies from 0 to 1, if let's say it is 0.6, 0.8, that means it is a good strength of relationship. If let's say less than 0.05, that means strength of relationship is not that like big, right? The other coefficients, lambda coefficient, it is basically direction of movement it shows. So that in the statistical software, we can find out the lambda coefficient. Other variables, if it is ordinal level of variables, if I'm trying to find out relationship between two ordinal level variables, there are other coefficients like tau b, tau c, and gamma. Tau b is basically for a square table. That means rows and columns numbers are same. Tau c is for basically for a rectangular table where rows and columns are different. Okay, rows and column numbers are different. So that's all about cross tabulation and